Доброго дня, любі друзі! Дорога, люба, мила родина! Дорогі українці, гості! Welcome, Mayor Abkefer, Deputy Mayor James Ludak, Councillors Peter Daiki, Peter Ferragini, Jonathan Scott. I know we had Ray Sandu and Gary Lamb. Thank you and welcome. Також у нас є сьогодні присутній генеральний консул України в Торонто, пан Олександр Шевченко. Welcome, General Consul. Before we open our ceremony, I wanted to invite Andriy Melnik. He is the president of Ukrainian community of Bradford, to open the ceremony with a prayer and opening ceremony. Thank you.
Слава Ісусу Христу! Вельми шановне товариство, щиро сердечно вітаємо з прийдешнім Днем Прапора, з прийдешнім Днем Незалежності. Щиро надіємося, що і віримо, і так і буде, що наступного року ми будемо вже святкувати на повні груди, що все минеться, все закінчиться в користь України. І зараз хочу запросити всіх нас до молитви. Господній Отче наш, помолимося за Україну, за уряд, наших доблесних солдатів. Отче наш, що єси на небесах, нехай святиться ім'я Твоє, нехай прийде царство Твоє, нехай буде воля Твоя, як на небі, так і на землі. Хліб наш насущний дай нам днес, і прости нам провини наші, як і ми прощаємо винуватцям нашим. І не веди нас у спокусу, але визволи нас від лукавого. Бо Твоє царство, сила і слава Отця і Сина Святого Духа. Амінь. В ім'я Отця і Сина Святого Духа. Амінь. В ім'я Отця і Сина Святого Духа. Амінь. Слава Україні!
Thank you. Also, I wanted, in remembrance of fallen soldiers, civilian people, children, I would like us all to have a minute of silence. Прошу мати хвилину мовчання. Вже традиційно, ось уже 9-й рік, ми зібралися, щоб відзначити День Незалежності і піднести наш державний прапор у нашому містечку Бредфорд. Сьогодні ми святкуємо 31-шу річницю. Та, на жаль, і в теперішні дні ми знову змушені боротися за волю нашої країни дуже високою ціною людського життя. Росія обступила Україну з півночі, сходу і півдня, намагаючись захопити українські землі. Знищено українські міста і села. Тисячі вбитих, поранених, полонених, зґвалтованих. Дуже багато людей втратили домівки, рідних та близьких і змушені шукати прихисток в інших країнах. Неоголошена війна з боку Росії знищує український народ, культуру, традиції і все, що пов'язано з Україною. Це не що інше, як геноцид. Але окупант не врахував однієї важливої речі. Український народ дуже свободолюбивий. Він буде боротися за волю і до повної перемоги. Наші захисники сьогодні є якраз яскравим прикладом у боротьбі за свободу. Вони дуже вдало захищають не лише Україну, але весь демократичний світ. За це їм велика честь, хвала і низький уклін. А ми, українці, котрі далеко від нашої землі, сьогодні зібралися тут, щоб підтримати Україну, владу і наших воїнів. Нехай це свято День Незалежності України вселяє гордість за величний український народ, нашу країну, об'єднує всіх українців, дарує усім світлі надії, щоденні звершення та впевненість у завтрашньому дні. Все буде Україна, Україна переможе, правда за Україною, слава Україні! Today we gather to celebrate the 31st anniversary of Ukrainian Independence Day and raising our flag here in Bradford. Unfortunately, on February 24th, Ukrainians woke up to new Ukraine, a new world. Russia invaded Ukraine. Heavy bombing, tanks attack, and missiles shook the cities. The Ukrainian army and Ukrainian people are bravely defending their country and freedom of all Europe. Many cities, villages, schools, hospitals destroyed. Shells and rockets killing Ukrainian children. It cost thousands of civilian lives and created hundreds of thousands of refugees fleeing the violence in Ukraine. As Russia is genocidal war against Ukraine, the Ukrainian people continue to inspire the world with their brave defense of their homeland and the value of democracy and human rights that we have shared. I would like to thank Canadian government, Canadian people, and other countries around the world for their help and support for Ukraine and Ukrainian citizens with shelter, security, health care, jobs, education, so that they can maintain some essence of their old life during this difficult time. This Independence Day, let us honor the effort and sacrifice of all Ukrainians in defending their country from war crimes, genocide, and aggression. We need to stay strong, fight, and survive for the freedom and sovereignty. Glory to Ukraine! Glory to Canada! Thank you. Дякую. Now I would like to invite General Counsel of Ukraine in Toronto, Олександр Шевченко.
Thank you. Дякую. Дякую. Шановна громада, Honorable Mayor Bob Keffer, Deputy Mayor James Ledbuck, Member of Councils. It gives me a pleasure to address you here today on the day of Ukraine's independence and Ukraine's National Flag Day. And on behalf of the Consul General of Ukraine in Toronto, to extend our cordial greetings to the Ukrainian community of Bradford on this day. Independence was a dream for many generations of Ukrainians, for those living in Ukraine and for those abroad. They carried that dream through centuries of Russian Tsarist empire, through Gulag camps, through the artificial famines orchestrated by the Stalin's regime. Yet Ukrainians didn't just dream, they fought hard and persistently for the dream to come true. And unfortunately, this fight is still going on now with the barbaric invasion of the Russian Federation. As we continue our fight, we urge you to continue standing with Ukraine. Ukrainians all over the world, and in Canada in particular, are an important voice that sounds loud and strong. Today, on the 31st Ukraine's Independence Day, as never before, it is crucial to demonstrate to the world our unity and solidarity in countering Russian aggression. Given the atrocities, war crimes, and crimes against humanity committed by Russia on a scale not seen in Europe since Second World War, also given that Russia threatens the world with a nuclear disaster, we ask you to support the call on the Government of Canada by the Ukrainian Canadian Congress to designate Russian Federation as a state supporter of terrorism, to expel the Russian ambassadors and diplomat from Canada, and to suspend the issues of the travel visas to Russian citizens. I also would like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude to the Government of Canada for its strong financial, military, humanitarian and moral support of Ukraine. To thank Government of Ontario for the program of welcoming, accommodating Ukrainian families, women and children who are arriving to Canada forced to run from the horrors of war. And to thank City Council of Bradford for its support of Ukraine and the Ukrainian community. This support makes us stronger in our fight. It makes us more confident in our victory, and the victory will finally be ours. I thank you, and Slava Ukraini!
Thank you, Генеральний консул України в Торонто. Дякую. Now I want to invite Mayor Rob Keffer to read the proclamation.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see such a large crowd here to celebrate the 31st year of the Ukraine independence. I'm joined here by Councillor Peter Dykey of Ukraine descent, and I'm going to ask Peter to say a few words after I read the proclamation. Our MP Scott Davidson sends his regrets. He is over in Dieppe, France, representing our country. Remembering those lost in the Second World War, those Canadians that fought hard and fought for freedom. MP Davidson, after we had our flag raising, February the 26th, MP Davidson talked to many residents of Bradford who had relatives in Ukraine, and he flew to Poland the very next week with that message to talk to the refugees, to talk to people who were leaving Ukraine to see what the Government of Canada could do. MPP Caroline Mulrooney as well sends her regrets. In 1991, the Canadian government was the first government in the Western world to represent the independence of Ukraine, and the Prime Minister at that time was Brian Mulroney. And it gives our MPP, the Honourable Caroline Mulrooney, the utmost pride that her father stepped forward to recognize Ukraine when other Western countries didn't. So she sends her regrets as well. Independence Day of Ukraine, August the 24th, 2022. Whereas the Act of Declaration of Independence of Ukraine was adopted by the Ukraine Parliament on August 24th, 1991, this declaration established the democratic and sovereign state of Ukraine. And whereas this occasion is recognized annually by Ukrainians in celebration of the historic past and to honor the fallen heroes who lost their lives fighting for the country's independence. And this year we pay special tribute to the country of Ukraine and its people, those who have had to flee their country because of war, those who have stayed back to fight for the rights, freedom, and independence of their homeland, and to the fallen heroes. And whereas the Independence Day of Ukraine is the country's primary state holiday and is recognized by the flying of the national flag on the eve of the holiday, followed by many celebratory festivities. And whereas the Ukraine flag was reinstated in 1992 and was adopted by the Parliament of Ukraine, referred to as the Verkhovna Rada, with the color blue representing the sky, mountains, and waters of Ukraine, while the golden yellow band of the flag is symbolic of wheat fields of the country. And whereas proud Ukrainian Canadians have chosen Bradford West Gwillimbury as a future for their families, a safe and welcoming community, and today we are proud to celebrate your heritage with this community. Therefore, be it resolved that Mayor Rob Keffer and members of council proclaim August the 24th, 2022 as Independence Day of Ukraine in the town of Bradford West Gwillimbury. And I'll ask Councillor Peter Dykey now to say a few words.
Thanks, Rob. First of all, I want to start off and thanking Rob Keffer, our mayor, for always allowing Oksana and Andrew and all the Ukrainian people to gather every August to host this flag raising. And I believe it's been over 10 years. 9 years? We're almost there to 10 years. And yeah, almost there. Next year will be another big event. When the war broke out in Ukraine and we had our flag raising and we gathered in February 26th in the cold, I would never believe this war would continue to last as long as it did. But I'm so proud to see so many Ukrainians from Toronto, Bradford, surrounding area to turn out on this hot day. And it's wonderful to see everybody turn out year after year. And from year to year, this event continues to grow. And I'd like to thank all the members of council and the new candidates running for the upcoming election that came out tonight to show support and to get involved in our Ukrainian community. And we're looking forward to raise the flag. Thanks, Rob.